Hello and welcome to another edition of It's Your City. I'm Bob Crowell and I have the honor and privilege of being the mayor of the greatest city in Nevada, our very own capital, Carson City. As you know, every couple of weeks I give a little rundown of what happened to the board and some other things happening around town. Let me start off by saying that on April 19th at 1 o'clock at the Nevada State Legislature, the second floor in the atrium, the Always Lost, a meditation on war exhibit created and conceived by the Western Nevada College, will be put on display, and there'll be an opening ceremony at 1 o'clock on the 19th. If you haven't seen the Always Lost exhibit, I would encourage you to one, if you wish, attend the opening day ceremony, and two, take a look at the exhibit. I think it'll be on display for probably 2 weeks after April 19th. On things happening around, on things that happened at the board this past Thursday, April 4th, let me just first say that we had an interesting issue come up, maybe not too interesting, just depending on your point of view. Bellafiore, the local business on 3rd Street, had been purchased by a gentleman, and he applied for a liquor license. It's been operating under a temporary liquor license operated by Firkin and Fox until this gentleman's license could get could be considered. It turned out that he'd had the applicant for a liquor license had a DUI within the last 2 years, and although in a DUI in the last 5 years is grounds for finding an applicant unsuitable. To compound that, however, we were told that there was an order out of the state of California where the offense occurred, where the plea was changed to not guilty and the matter dismissed. There was some confusion and some concern as to exactly what that meant. I think at the end of the day, the DA properly said that the dismissal meant that you would still be able to use that for licensing purposes, but not for employment purposes. The vote on that at the Liquor and Entertainment Board was 5 to 1. I was the lone dissenting vote because I felt that the California expungement order cleared the way for this particular applicant under these circumstances. But clearly it's a close issue. Nobody wants to see Bellafiore wine close. It's a big part of the 3rd Street experience, and there are a whole host of legislators who are in and out of there a lot during the legislative session. I've just been recently updated that there's a new individual who is going to apply for the liquor license and is doing so kind of as I speak, so that Bellafiore will stay open, and we will now, we have reason to believe that there will be a suitable liquor licensee that will come before the board so that this issue will become a non-issue. Another issue that that came before the board was whether or not we should enter into an installment purchase agreement to purchase the Business Resource and Innovation Center, which is right across the street from City Hall, and the numbers as they show indicate that if we exercised the option to purchase that, we could reduce our lease payments over the term of the ownership, and so that was the reason we went down that road. At the end of the road, it turned out that the appraisal was on the property was about $140,000 less than the option price. So there was a large discussion about whether or not we should exercise the option to purchase, even though it was above the appraisal cost. And I think at the end of the day, what Supervisor Bunkowski said was that the appraisal looks back and the current market value looks forward, and that the current market values would tend to justify that the installment purchase agreement, and that if we did just not do anything, we would then have to move the plans, permitting, and the Business Resource Issue Center that's on the 1st floor of that building. We would have to move that somewhere else, and there would be a cost associated with that. At the end of the day on that one, I voted as did three others on the board, to go ahead and execute the installment purchase agreement on the theory that, one, we're going to save money, and two, it's really the right thing to do to have our plans and permitting and other business-related issues in the middle of town next to the Capitol, so that people can have more or less a one-stop shop when they're trying to do business in our state. So that was another issue that kind of had a split vote, and those are not easy votes. Let me also say that another thing that happened was we agreed to have the staff do some due diligence on the title and environmental quality of property known as the Brown Street property, which is out near Slot World. That property had been used by the Home Consortium, and that was a consortium between counties, primarily between Lyon and Carson City, for affordable housing development. Carson City didn't have anything to do with it, but the Home Consortium did not go very far. And so it ended up being a piece of property owned by the manager of that consortium, which was Lyon County. And there was also an obligation, because of used HUD funds to acquire the property, there was an outstanding obligation in excess of $1 million related to that property. Lyon County, through our congressional representatives, Senator Amodei and Congressman Amodei, Senator Heller rather, excuse me, and Congressman Amodei, were able to get HUD to back off a claim for reimbursement for that property, which means that now the property is owned free and clear by Lyon County. Lyon County wants to, in turn, deed the property to us, and the question is, should we accept that? And the answer is probably yes, but depending on what the title report shows, and also what and at least a surface or a phase 1 environmental report shows, to see, and then to see the quality of that property. And then once that's done, if we accept the title of the property, then we can have another discussion as to what's the best and best use of that. Is it to be sold and the proceeds used somewhere else, or is it to be donated to the Nevada Rural Housing Authority for their purposes in constructing affordable housing? But those issues will be coming back before the board, assuming that we do indeed accept the property from Lyon County. Let me also say that we appointed Lacey Scheck to the Redevelopment Advisory Committee for another term, and we appointed Chris Freeman to the Tahoe Preservation District. I think that's the exact name of it, which is that as a board, it does not report to us, but we have a member on that board. We also took up the issue of Assembly Bill, read it here, 401, which is a bill that would make all local offices, including the Board of Supervisors, the sheriff, the clerk, the treasurer, the assessor, and the DA, all partisan offices. As Mr. Glover indicated, the clerks and the treasurer and a lot of the other elected folks submitted a letter to the legislature on that bill, suggesting that that was not a good idea. And the Board of Supervisors today followed up with that by saying that they didn't believe it was a good idea either. So I don't know where Assembly Bill 401 is going to go, but it was our board's position that the local elected officers in our city, in our combined city and county, should remain nonpartisan offices. That's about it for now. I appreciate everything that all of you do. These are sometimes they come to some difficult decisions before the board. Actually, a fair amount of time they come before the board, a little bit difficult decisions, but we get through them as operating as a community, and I want to thank each and every one of you for what you do to make our community a better place to live, work, and play. Thank you again.